Hey, hi, welcome back. So for today, I wanted to do a few stretches to relieve pain in the lower back. These stretches anybody can do. So even if you don't have lower back pain, you'll feel good after 20 minutes of doing these stretches. But these particular ones are ones that I use regularly for my own back, and I hope that you find they help you as well. So let's just start on our mat or on the floor, and you can start cross-legged, or you can start with the legs out in front of you, whichever you wish, whichever is more comfortable for you. So take your attention to your spine, roll your shoulders back and down, away from the ears, and now just notice this pelvic basin. It's kind of like a bowl. You can either roll it front or roll it back, or keep it so that it's in neutral. When it's in neutral, the lower back is not overarched. Quite often, especially I think with women, we have a tendency to roll it forward like this, overarching, and that can create some of the problems. Weak stomach, abdomen muscles can also create the problem. So let's start with the base and make sure that our pelvic basin is neutral right now. And to help with that, you can pull up on the anal sphincter muscle, which is the muscle that you use when you go to the bathroom. So just pull up on that muscle, and you'll see that it roots you into the ground on the floor. There's also at the navel, you can pull in slightly here, and that also will support the lower back and engage the abdomen as we sit in this position. Now, attention again in the spine. Lift up with the spine and take the arms, breathe in, lift the arms up. Holding the arms up, either you could just hold them straight up in the air, and as you do this, first of all, make sure you can move your neck, but as you do this, there could be just no energy, just straight up in the air like this, or you could bring some life to those arms. So we're going to bring life to the arms by taking our attention to the triceps and rolling them from out to in this manner. So roll the arms from out to in, and notice this gives you access to your shoulder blades, to the upper back region, and it allows you to open up the arms, open up the armpits a little bit more, a little wider. Have the palms face one another as you roll the base of the arm. Now take the attention back to the lower spine and to the pelvic basin, and notice if you dropped the stretch from there. So from there, come back into a neutral spine, pull in on the navel, the anal sphincter, and continue reaching up in the air, extending the spine upward. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another breath in and breathe out. And one last time, breathe in and breathe out. Continue to hold the navel in, pulling up on the anal sphincter. It's easy to forget about that particular placement. So now we're going to clasp our fingers at the top, push the palms into the ceiling, breathe in, and as you breathe out, you'll take your hands on top of your head, and then breathe in one more time, and temporary reprieve. Once again, pull the arms up, stretching the spine up. Come back into your neutral spine, hold the belly in, the navel in, breathe in. And as you breathe out, just bend your waist to the right. As you continue to push the arms and the hands towards the ceiling. Breathe in, come back to the center, and breathe out. in and breathe out. You may be asking, why are we extending the spine up when I talked about the lower back? But actually, there's not one specific exercise that you can do to fix lower back pain. And having different spinal movements in your practice, where your spine is moving, extending up, moving to the side, twisting, all of that can help with healing the spine once again. So now let's come onto all fours in a table. And so once again, we'll do this cat-cow position. So breathing in, look up, dropping the belly towards the floor, pull the shoulder blades together, and then breathe out. And pull all the way up, chin to the chest. Open the shoulder blades as wide as you can. Now, if you have a really stiff back, you may be having some limited mobility, and just work with that. And just work with what's happening in your spine right now. There's no need to overarch or overextend in any of these positions. You just do what you can. It shouldn't come to a point of pain. A little bit of sensation, that's fine. And one last time, look up. And come back to neutral. Toes together, knees apart. And just extend the arms for a moment. Drop the head towards the ground. Even here, this time, take your attention to your arms and roll your arm from in to out in this direction. Both arms are rolling from in to out and lifting up on the palms of your hand. Spread your fingers and then slowly place the pinky, then the ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and finally the thumb down on the ground, pressing at the base of each finger in the palm. Continue to roll the arms out. Push the hips back into the heels, making them weighty. And hold for a moment. Breathe in. And feel the breath move up the spine. And breathe out. Breath moves back down the spine. Breathe in. Wave that's moving up. And breathe out, a wave of breath moving down the spine. One last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now, stretching the hamstrings is another really important area with maintaining the lower back. So for this particular stretch, I like to use a strap. If you have one available, you can do that. I also like to use a blanket, which I'll show you how to use that shortly. But this particular pose, asana, looks like this. So you're going to lie all the way down and bending the right knee, place the strap if you have it just above the heel. So it's not in the center of the foot or in the top of the foot. It's just above the heel, and it's the center of the strap. Then the leg that's lying on the ground, you're going to attempt to bring the thigh down towards the floor and stretch the heel into the wall away from your head. So you're really grounding this lower leg and using all the muscles you can to bring it down and stretch it away from your head. And then slowly you'll lift and stretch the right leg into the strap. Now here, you can lift up and place your shoulder blades on the ground. And then with your arms, you're going to straighten your arms so they're not bent down here. Keep the arms straight. And it's almost like you're trying to break the belt with the heel or with the foot. So push against the strap with the leg in the air. And then with your arms, you're going to slowly try to bring the foot towards your head, stretching the hamstring. And the leg on the floor is going to continue pushing into the ground with the thigh and reaching the foot towards that opposite wall. Both the legs are very active. Breathe in and breathe out. Another breath in and breathe out. Now, if you have a blanket and you can bring it over to your hip to support this leg, and then hold both the straps with your right hand. Take your left arm and place it perpendicular to your torso, and slowly guide this right leg towards the ground. Now, as you do this, the attention is on your left hip and thigh, where we want to keep this pelvis neutral position. We don't want this rocking up in the air. So take your attention towards the left hip bone, the left thigh, and do your best to keep it grounded on the floor, weighty on the floor. Breathe in, lift that leg up. And once again, see if you can pull it a little further towards your head. Continue to break the belt with the foot so that the muscles are engaged in the movement. It's not just stretching flexibility. Your muscles should definitely be engaged. Now place both straps in the left hand. The right arm is perpendicular to the torso. And just guide that right leg over towards the left side, crossing over the torso. Breathe in, come back to center. One more time, pull towards your head. And see how much difference there is after just a minute of stretching. And let go of the right leg. Just observe your two legs and notice if there's a difference between the right side and the left. Now we'll move over to the left side. Once again, grab the left foot, place the strap, and then take your attention to your right leg, the leg on the floor, and bring the thigh down on the ground as much as you can, and push the foot into the wall, opposite wall, away from your head, imaginary opposite wall. And now stretch the leg up. Now you can tell on my leg how the left leg is definitely tighter than the right leg. And most of us have these imbalances on one side or the other. It just means you have to work harder on one side. So once again, try to break the strap with your left foot as you continue to bring the right leg down. Continue to take breaths in and out. Place both the straps in the left hand, right arm comes out to the side. And if you have a blanket, you can support the leg by placing the blanket just at the hip. What the blanket does is it prevents you from rolling over too much. So this way you can try and keep this pelvis and back on the ground while you bring the leg over to the side. So you're working really hard with this hip and with this leg, keeping them grounded while the left leg moves off to the side. And here on the side with the left leg, you continue to push against the strap. Come back to the center. And this is good for the hands also. Stretching the fingers, working the hand muscles of the hand. Good. And see if you can bring the foot a little closer. And now place both the straps in the right hand and cross over the body, just slightly. As you can see, this is definitely harder for my left leg. My leg's quivering. So it's normal and okay. Come back to the center. And pull that foot towards you. And slowly let go of that foot and the strap. And roll yourself to the right. Come up to a seated position. And our 20 minutes are up for today. That goes by so quickly. But I hope that you can notice there's already more space in the lower back with just doing these few stretches. If you want to do one last thing to kind of rest before you move on with the day, I'll leave you lying down, an extra stretch, and just lie on your belly and take your elbows in front of you and place your palms together and just rest your chin on your palms the way you might have when you were 5 years old and watching TV. And you can just rest here for a couple of minutes. It's a gentle back bend. See how we actually ended up extending the spine in the first pose. In the second pose, we bent from side to side. The third pose was a forward bend. And this fourth pose is a back bend. So these movements together can help release and relax the back. So I'm going to get up, but you can continue to hold for another minute or so. I hope you had a nice session. Have a nice rest of the day. See you next.